Welcome back, fellows. Today, in QA's session, I will pass you through running totals. So, we have received a very good question from Rena, one of our viewers, and she has asked in the comment section that she likes Excel tips, and on the other hand, she would like to help with a solution in Excel where employees cannot get medical reimbursement above 500 amount, which means that the people have been constantly using a certain amount of facility or insurance. However, at a certain point of time, they are not eligible. For example, after 500 usages, they are not eligible for using that service. So, how to check that in running totals? I will come to that. First of all, Rena, thank you very much for this question. I will explain a little bit visually how the question is actually working, and then we'll come to Excel spreadsheet as well. So basically, we have a patient here, and definitely the patient has a doctor as well. While doctor is serving and supporting, the patient comes with a Medicare of 5,000 insurance limit. So this means that whatever is spent over that, the customer or the patient has to pay that. So for example, today when the patient came, before that he has been using this services and insurance for 4,500. Today's services will cost 1,000, which means he will reach at 5,500, which is beyond the limit of 500. So maybe he will pay for this 500 or whatsoever solution will be taken. But we need to have a mechanism where we can track the patient's um, usage, and eventually then we can also figure out that how much this patient has used so far. Very interesting scenario, guys. So I will take you all now to Excel spreadsheet where you can see how it works. So let's move on. So fellows, here we are in our spreadsheet where we have the patient data. So you can see the patient ID, patient name, and patient claim amount as well. Whereby you remember this limit of 5,000 that we set up. So we will keep this eye on this 5,000 limit. So let's put here total claim column, which is actually our, let's say, running total that we will maintain here. So this is the total claim column where now we are going to pull in our function. So function here, I will use sum if. That is the one usually we use to track the numbers. Sum if wants a range, which range it will take to identify the patient IDs. I will pick up the patient ID range, comma, it will also ask for a criteria. Criteria is patient ID, so I've selected patient ID, comma, it's asking now for the range where it should total or sum it up. So I've given the third range, that is the total claim amount. Now, this is the function. In the start, we have given the patient ID to check all the patient IDs when it comes to the criteria of matching. Matching, we will use B5, B3, which means that every time when we go down, it will change from B3 to B4, B5, B6. However, we need to hold this one, the first one, because the range should not move with it. Range should start from B3. So I will put here, usually we put F4 sign and it helps to freeze it here. We will use it here as well. And now we are done. We are ready. We will pull the claim down and you will see it has taken the values, certain values from these patients. Now, this function of check will apply only when we will add more claims. So these patients have claimed, these 10 patients. Now let's come down to 11th patients, and 11th patient, let's say Mr. Don has come back. So number 3, Mr. Don, and Mr. Don has already claimed an amount of, let's say, 4,328. So assume today he's asking for 1,000. So these totals, 1,000 and 4,000, is taking it above the claim amount. So if I drag it down, I can see here that the running total is 5,300, which is basically a sum of these two yellow values. I will turn them blue so you can see these two have been summed up by the function. So this function can track your values. So for example, if there is another one claim from Mr. Don for 500, and you will be able to see it here, you see. So it is getting above and above, and the total claim is always claiming high the value here. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope this was the answer of your question as well. Please share your comments and feedback in the feedback session. I wish you all a wonderful day ahead and stay safe and take care of yourself. Bye bye.
If you still didn't subscribe my channel, please do it. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you can get regularly notifications from my new videos.